The only way we can learn true happiness is to surrender to Allah. Because the reason why we suffer is because we live in this ego consciousness, this consciousness of the self, where we exist as individuals, unique, separate from other people, separate from nature, separate from reality. We have an individual will. I want this, I want that, I want to be happy, I want to achieve this, I want to be successful, I want to be rich, I want to have this and this and that. But in reality, this is all an illusion. All happens by the will of Allah. Allah is reality. Allah is the reality we like. Allah is the reality we don't like. The painful experiences come from Allah. The pleasurable experiences come from Allah. Allah is the promoter. Allah is the humiliator in the Asmaul Husna. Allah is the bringer of life. Allah is also the bringer of death. Allah is the creator. Allah is also the destroyer. So if we let go of this, God is only good and everything bad doesn't come from God. No, it's not reality. Allah is al-Haq, reality. All comes from Allah. All that we experience in reality, be it good or evil, we call it evil, comes from Allah. Be it a joyful, happy, ecstatic experience, or be it a painful, suffering experience, it is all from Allah. And when we surrender to Allah, which is the true essence of Islam, and there are levels to surrendering to Allah, the more we surrender, the more we get detached from experiences and our thoughts, such that it's not that we don't feel joy and pain anymore, but we are not attached as much to joy and pain in the same way as we were before. Meaning that a painful experience, it's not something that completely and utterly dominates our life as it used to dominate before. There was a time where, when I was suffering, when I was younger, I structured my entire life in only doing things that made me feel good. But in reality, what I was doing was I was trying to avoid a negative sensational experience. But as I joined the spiritual path of the Sufi, starting with Islam, I learned to surrender this notion of the self, that I have an individual will, and started more and more accepting and surrendering that everything in reality is Allah. All happens by the will of Allah. I learned to have peace even when I have unpleasant, painful experiences, and I have peace when I have joyful experiences. There are levels to this again. It doesn't come overnight and it's not this black and white. But as the only way to truly have long-term inner peace is to surrender to Allah, because Allah is reality. When you're surrendering to Allah, you are learning more and more to be in harmony with reality, the way you experience it, not the way you label it, be it good or bad, pleasant or not pleasant. It just is. And you can have peace with this. And this is the true al-Haq, spiritual path. So the real spiritual path is not what it commonly is in the West, because we suffer lots, so we are looking for pleasurable experiences. We are looking to feel good. Essentially a type of quote-unquote drug addict. We look for something that produces dopamine and makes us feel ecstatic and feel good. This is all fine, but Allah is more than just feeling good. Allah is also the painful experiences and reality. If we want a long-term path, we have to look for inner peace, and we have to look to surrender to reality, because this is surrendering to Allah. Hopefully this is helpful. Assalamu alaikum.